Hello and welcome to Loud and Proud Orlando. It's Monday, July the 29th, 7:36 p.m. Thank you so much for everyone that's live right now with us. About 15 people. So thank you so much. We are live right now on Instagram. We're live right now on YouTube and also on Twitter. Thank you so much for checking us out. We are Loud and Proud Orlando. You can listen to us also on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify. My name is Luis Carlos Pineda. I'll be your host today. We have also Paola today. John, unfortunately, he's under the weather, so he won't be in this episode, but we wish him a speedy recovery. So wherever you are, John, drink a lot of soup, take a lot of emergency, and if you have to get, a shot, I'm just kidding, no, but stayed with your blanket, warmed up watching the show. So thank you, John, for being here as well, in spirit. But on other news, we have Orlando keeps winning. Orlando keeps showing a great offensive minded display, and defensively pretty sound, with Brecalo starting in the starting lineup. A 4-1 result. Orlando City finally ripped off the Band-Aid. 3 games they faced Montreal during this year. 2 games ended up in a draw. The third one was just a offensive galore by the Lions. I call it a Rio de la Plata, which is Uruguay and Argentina. Rio de la Plata connection became very influential for the Lions. The 3 top-rated players for Orlando City right now, Facu Torres, Martin Ojeda, and Ramiro Enrique, on fire, guys. On fire, can't stop scoring. With me is Paola today. We're going to be talking about Montreal. Then we're going to be talking about Barcelona and Manchester City in Orlando. Talk about being a soccer city. 2 massive teams. Barcelona because of obviously history, and Manchester City because they've been in the past UEFA Champions League finals here in the City Beautiful. And also we'll discuss, Duncan Maguire and the Olympics. Paola, how are you?
I'm doing fantastic. A lot going on. Barça here. Olympics going on. The Lions are winning. I'm glad that I'm busy with sport. So I'm happy that I'm with you, missing John as always, but I'm looking forward to the episode tonight.
Yeah, for sure. We're going to read your comments real quick before we go. If you haven't checked us out yet, if you're on Twitter or on X, please retweet the live. It will help us out tremendously. If you are on YouTube, drop us a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, spread the word. And if you're on Facebook and also on Instagram, drop us your comment and I will also read them accordingly. Let's read 3 comments that we have here. Joshua Toss says, great win for OC. Enrique's on fire. That was so awesome when Galese saved Joseph Martinez's PK. There you go. We'll discuss all that in just a second. So, what were your initial thoughts out of this game, Paola?
I mean, um, great attitude by the Lions, right? It was a great performance. I was there cheering at the boys, even though that rained a little bit, but not as much. I mean, either we're clicking and we're looking forward to be in a good spot, or Montreal didn't had a lot to do with us, right? I think overall, even though that Montreal sucks, we're in a good path. Like the boys never went low. They were only the first like when we conceded that goal, and I told Alec, I'm like, Alec, if they continue to passing the ball backwards, we're gonna concede a goal, and that's what happened. It was just a miscommunication in the back, and Joseph Martinez was there just to capitalize in that goal. But overall, I'm super happy seeing that connection between Ojeda, Torres, and Enrique, that he's on fire. Like he would have had a hat trick on Friday night game. Like he missed before Daggerdan goal, he missed a great opportunity to score a goal, and then almost in the final game, final third, he almost scored another. So good path for the Lions, and I have a good feeling for future games. I don't know about you, John, not John, sorry, Luis. Oh, you're on mute. You're on mute.
Sorry about that. The form that the team is in, it's outstanding, especially in the attacking third. I think out of the get go, Orlando comes out to attack, and less than 5 minutes into the game, there was two chances to score. Daggerdan had two chances that he created. Alvarez and Sosa weren't really having a good night against Dagger. Eventually, though, it became a little more difficult for him as the game went on. But we'll discuss it in a minute. But yeah, I mean, this team is flying. Things are clicking. Things are making sense, and fans are happy. And definitely, you know, we the 16,000 people that were there witnessed a massive game for the Lions. That one more victory and puts him on the next round for sure, top of the table. So I mean, they're looking pretty good. They're looking like they want to win this Leagues Cup championship. So let's see. From the get go, let's kind of watch some of the highlights here and just kind of analyze what happened within the game. So again, thank you so much for your support. This was the lineup that the Lions came out, with Galese up top, the four in the back. I think we nailed it when it came to Kyle Smith, Dagerdan, and Robin Jansen, and also Brecalo in the last episode. Um, Now, I ask you a question, Paula. What do you think about Brecalo's performance? I thought he was a little bit rusty. It seemed at times that he was a little bit rusty. But what do you think about David Brecalo?
Yeah, and I agree. It wasn't the greatest performance that we have seen before out of him, but remind you that he hasn't been playing with the team since he went to the Aero Cup. So I think it's normal that he comes a little bit rusty, even though normally he hasn't been a long time with the squad. So I wasn't impressed with his performance as before. So I think he could be better, and I think this type of games with the Leagues Cup, he's gonna get more minutes. And I understand Oscar Pareja's strategy on not sitting down Schlegel in prior games, because he was in a good mood and a good performance with the team. So why fix what is not broken? So I understand why Brecalo come in into this game, but I agree with you. He was rusty. It wasn't that bad though, even though that he hasn't played with the team in a long time, but he could have done a lot better, and we have seen it before.
I mean, physically, he seems healed up. He's been one of the this past 2 seasons for him have been, I believe, a little difficult when it comes to form. The club bottom in a way. I hate to say injury prone, but they bottom. They knew they were signing a player that you know he could be out for a long time, right? So and he's a phenomenal talent no matter what. So he's getting back into shape. He's getting back into rhythm, like you say. So I mean, I think Montreal was a horrible. I mean, I expect a little bit more because they truly caused some damage the first 2 games. But honestly, as the time went on, the Lions dominated the whole entire game. Now going into the double pivot, Wheeler Cartagena and Cesar Araujo, in my opinion, to me, like I mean they are completely back, and I think they're one of the reasons that we are so honed into attacking, because some of our forwards are not concerned on threading back, and because Cartagena and Araujo, they got that right. So I don't know, what are your thoughts regarding the double pivot and defensively in the mid?
No, I agree wholeheartedly. Like they're the heart of this team because in the beginning of the season, or Cartagena was with Peru, Cesar was not in. Like we didn't have the consistency that we have now after that Copa America games. Now we have our heart and glue of this team, and what we exceeded so much last season, right? Because of the double pivot. So as long as they're having a good game, Orlando City will have a good game, and that's what Cartagena and Araujo has been demonstrating in the past six games. That's why we're winning all the time. So I hope they continue the consistency. That's the key, consistency, and they can have that space in the front line so they can execute some goals like we're doing. So I'm happy. I'm happy that they're back, and the key is this consistency. As long as they're good, we're good.
Yeah, and to build upon what you said, consistency is definitely key. And we saw a lot of inconsistencies on this attacking front that we see today. Obviously, Ramiro was completely gone with an injury, and then he had to go to Argentina for his visa situation and had to stay there for a little while. But I mean, talking about what a change of a switch, like it's like the fairy godmother came to them and just gonna be the bbidi bobbidi boo, and then boom, like you're a complete new player. Facu Torres, Martin Ojeda, Ramiro Enrique, and then obviously a great game by Nico Lodero. I say a phenomenal game by Nico Lodero, try shooting from distance, recovering the balls, making it easy for Araujo not to be so forward. Same with Cartagena. So it was great, phenomenal form. But let's start watching. Joshua Tall says Facu, Ojeda, and Enrique are on fire. That's right. So I want to say thank you to Rhino Shmijad in Instagram, Gonzalez 082, Francisco Esquivel, and Tracy Kerr. So thank you so much for watching. Um, you know, there was a lot of Argentinian and Uruguayan fans at the end of the game outside Gate D. I mean, I'm talking about at least about 30 people, and they're all like with Argentinian flags and Uruguayan flags, and sign my jersey, and the players not getting in their car and just kind of taking pictures, of the fans with the fans. It was really cool for them to see that, see that connection with the fans, and they were signing everything. You saw Galese, also Cartagena coming in and signing some autographs, and you had Facu and all those guys were signing autographs. So it was great to see that fans are still definitely supporting them in this League's Cup. So going to the footage, let's analyze what happened here. From Cartagena and Araujo, but the chance creation by Martino. We already kind of talked about, this was the lineup right here for Montreal. Now, from the get-go, I personally thought Ruan and Souza were going to give trouble like they did in the past two games to the Lions as well. I expected for Kokaro, even though he tried to be a little dirty, and also coming from Copa America and being in that Team Canada, the fourth best team in the Americas, I do want to say. I mean, you may want to say anything about Canada right now, but Canada on paper, they're the fourth best team in the Americas right now. Chaudière, I thought he was going to be gung ho trying to win balls. Nothing. And I didn't see anything of Ibrahim. What did you think about Ruan, Paola? Ruan and Sosa and all those players. Do you expect more about Montreal?
I mean, I was expecting more about Ruang. Like, I saw plays that I was like, wrong. Is that you? I mean, he's not the best crosser in the MLS, and it wasn't with us. But he wasn't himself. I don't know if because it was against Orlando and he just shut him down himself, but. That's what not be presented in the last couple of games in the beginning of the season. He was like all out. Not on Friday. I was like, wow, like Ron, you're getting shut by Smith and Faku in that side
Yeah.
of the field. So I was like, is that you, Ron? Like it doesn't make sense. So I don't know. And Sosa, I
Not
mean,
existent.
I wasn't surprised
Nice
with
to meet you.
Montreal. Exactly. Like I mean, I thought that Kokaro was gonna be a headache,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
nothing. Like I don't know if they didn't want to be playing in the Leagues Cup or they're I don't know. It could be a lot of things. They
Yeah,
have they have good players, but they didn't play well at all in
they
on Friday.
they play with their starting squad. They seem completely turned off. Ruan was, like you said, very well contained by Dagger Dan and also by Facu Torres. Facu Torres, look, just talking about the evolution of Facu Torres, being a leader on the pitch because I saw him talking more than usual, and also shutting down one of the fastest players in the MLS, which is Ruan, that also had a connection with the locker room because after the game, in the post press conference, Ruan was joking around with the guys from Orlando. Like he was trying to get into the press conference, kind of he was yelling at Facu a couple things in Spanish and things like that. So there's still a good relationship, and they were able to put that all out aside. And he said, "Game on! I want to win this." And so we saw that leadership quality on him, and he shut down Ruan completely. Sosa nowhere to be found because the backline had a great night. So definitely expected more, and this Montreal team, unfortunately, they completely shut down. But let's watch.
In all competitions and his last since early June.
Thank you to everyone. Thank you to Melissa in Orlando. Look at Cartagena, just the vision of seeing the man open right there, and now that was so unlucky. That was a great save.
I saw that. Like
Now,
my seats are behind that goal. Like I can see it in 4K, all of what is happening, and I thought that it was a handball for some reason, but no,
look,
I was sad.
if you're listening, we're revising some of the highlights. You could definitely check us out on our YouTube. But the vision that Cartagena has, right there, he already saw Dagger right there when he receives the ball, and all he does is just, you know, he just you know, phenomenal diagonal right there, sees an open spot, and then Dagger, I just, that's Braza right there, being really like, he was a great goalkeeper in this whole entire game, I will say. And then, he barely got it right there. And that shot by Ramiro Enrique, it almost went in. And that was going to be in the minute number 4, Paola. So imagine that. No, pretty impressive.
I mean, I don't know if you agree, but I believe that Cartagena has a better vision than Araujo. It doesn't mean that Araujo doesn't have a vision, but I like when Cartagena is moving the ball offensively better than Araujo. I like Araujo being defensive and then Cartagena being that offensive midfielder. So
For sure, for sure. Now there's this set
He's able
piece.
to get a second touch.
Now we've been
It's an
scoring
opportunity to give
goals
it
in
up.
the
Yes,
past
but
few
well
games off
taken by
set
the goalkeeper
pieces.
coming out to apply pressure.
So this one was another one that Breza had a great save
Goalkeeper coming out to apply
right
pressure.
there.
Janssen with a header
So
and another save by Black.
they still trying to be, the set piece kings, which is something that we didn't see before, Paola.
Something that I was asking for since last season. These are free goals opportunity, the golden ticket to get that ball between the net. And we are finally taking advantage of the free kicks. So
Yeah.
I'd rather see this type of free kicks that it almost was goal than not doing anything with the free kick. So I'm happy of what I'm seeing from the boys.
Thank you to David Albury says, "What's up, everyone? What a match! Can't wait for the next one." There you go. Well, David, I'm sure you were there. It was an amazing game for sure. Everything's clicking, and this is just going to make our team much better when regular season resumes. Now he sees Chaunier because he sees Brecala going to mark him, to try to save the play, and then so he's going to pass it to Chaunier, and Chaunier has a full, like, it's almost kind of like a quasi penalty kick in a way, right? A little further behind the penalty
Couple
spot,
of
but
feet, yeah,
well,
away.
he was wide open. He had probably time to position yourself better. It was an open shot, essentially, opportunity for Montreal. And he threw it to Galese. And then I was in the press box and I heard how Ruan cussed Chaunier out. He was like, "Mother, son of how can you miss that?" Like, it was like, he looked so frustrated. Good chances that they had in the whole first half, don't you think, Paola?
I mean, I think one or two, and that was the closest one that they had. So,
Sure.
and not counting the penalty kick.
And then Ojeda,
That ball is going into a force, and great tackle by the goalkeeper, to be honest. And I mean, it was more as a defensive line kind of fault there for Montreal than the goalkeeper. He tried. So I mean, you had to see that ball from Ojeda. Like, I was like, oh my god, that's going so fast. So
yeah, I
poor
mean, they're no
goalkeeper.
longer. I mean, before, if you're listening, so thank you so much if you are. Before, Orlando City seemed to be allergic of shooting of this from distance, so they just seem to have these. They needed an EpiPen to start shooting, right? But now it feels like, they're doing set pieces, they're shooting from distance, they're getting off rebounds, and it's phenomenal. I mean, those, they're taking chances, and again, and we've said this in the show before, we said it in the program before. These are players that they're crafty players. They know how to shoot the ball well. So that's what it was really surprising. Even when Gaston Gonzalez was in the team at some point, he was really good shooting from distance as well. Back in Argentina, he scored a lot of goals, shooting with his right and with his left. So, they had it in them, and now we're seeing them shine.
So great creation by Araujo. I think he did it. He tried to do this a couple of few times in the game, and then he could execute it on this one. So I'm happy for the gang,
Yeah,
and for Facu too. So
unfortunately, he couldn't do the selfie celebration, but yeah, I mean, lately, both in NWSL, Olympics, and also here, we've been having some weird ass calls. But then again, it's part of the game now. Like, now, on average, back in the day before VAR, there was only maybe 2 minutes of at a time, 1 minute of at a time, 3, 4 minutes, 5 minutes was a lot already. Now 9, 8 minutes of at a time, it's like normal. So
I
You
mean, and I
know?
was surprised because it was taking forever, and I'm like, oh, he's going to VAR because it's not clear and obvious, right?
Yeah,
So,
but
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 then,
John makes a good point because I was gonna jump into that. So the reason why also they took a long time was because they used the video line review, which is different than VAR. So this one actually is the one they're using at they used at the Euros, and they used so it's like way more accurate, and so that's where they saw that Faku was good, and they gave them gave the goal to Orlando.
thank
But yeah,
God.
they're using this new technology here at Leagues Cup. So I think that's phenomenal. But yeah, it took a little long, but it is what it is. The game is there to be fair. To me, honestly, I'm a little bit more old school in my opinion. I th- I don't know if you heard the song. What's it called? From the Wings, from Paul McCartney. Uh, Live or let die, or like just let it, just let it happen.
Let it
I'm more of
be.
like, like they're trying to kill the fun. But then again, there were a lot of injustices in soccer. Like for example, in 2006, when it was USA against Germany at the World Cup, and then US had the chance to eliminate Germany, and then they totally did not call this this the ball went in for the US, and then they called it as it was not a goal, like it was a mess. There's a lot of
Crazy.
injustices, so it's there to make it more fair, but it takes a long ass time, you know in added minutes. So either way, double, as you can see, Sunusi Ibrahim's face, sadness, um sadness all around. And 3-0 halftime. Paula, what did you do at halftime? Do you went and got? Do you get a cholo dog?
I did not, but I met with John in the
Oh,
middle of the stadium and stuff. We talked about a little bit. He bought me a pride patch
oh,
like a month or two ago, and he finally found it, so he gave it to me last Friday, and then we were talking about the game. So oh, he just comment right now. Shout out to John that he's listening, even though that he's not feeling good. So hope that you're feeling good after this pod, so you can come back
he needs
and
to,
have fun.
Steph, when she comes back. Oh, well, she's probably back already. He needs to rub you with Vaporub, your chest,
Beaks, beaks.
with Vicks vapor rub on your chest, man. John Rollins says, don't need to look for a striker if Duncan goes. Ramiro has shown he can step up and be our starter. I agree with you.
Absolutely, yeah.
You know, we would just we would just be truly jinxed if, God forbid, knock on wood, somebody goes off with an injury. Because I saw when Jacqueline came in, and yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say,
Yeah.
Vamos Pride, says John. There you go. But I mean, I felt bad for Montreal, but then I didn't really feel bad for Montreal, if you guys want to be honest. And do you think like he's practicing that? He's practicing that.
I think
I
so.
feel he is.
I feel he is because it's not a coincidence that he did it in the NYCFC and in the same angle, almost in the same angle. The only thing that he was a little bit closer on this one than the NYCFC, so that's why I see him scoring on the next few games. I won't be surprised. Well, I will be surprised, but at the same time, I won't, because you can see that he's trying to get a goal from this play.
Thank you to Nanti Linares, to Gatorberg, Tigerzilla, to Rita with a bunch of A's, to Pumper Nickel Rye, to Sevas Harris and Wilbur 850. Thank you for watching us on Instagram, as well as everyone that's live right now, about 45 people. Thank you so much for your support. We're loud and proud Orlando. We're reviewing the Orlando Montreal game with Paola here. So here is Martin Ojeda again.
And this is Ojeda driving forward.
Something was going to, I mean, they're going to be at least one or two more goals for Orlando.
Up top with the three in Pocaro, Joseph Martinez, and Ariel Lassiter. The problem is
that right there. Wow, what a pass right there. That was I mean, don't tell me. I mean, just how the play was set up, you know, like talk about experience, man. You got our captain, you know, Robin Jansen, and how important he's been this year. Then you got the Nicolodero, and then he already sees right there. He already sees right there.
Problem is
he sees Ojeda, and he just he look at that pass.
Now here's one.
And then the shot is like he lets it, you know, drop and boom off the volley, between the legs. You know, you imagine if
right there.
I think Breza could have maybe closed his legs, or maybe, you know, but he would have been hit. You guys, you know where it would have been hit. It would have been hit where it really hurts us. And los huevos. And that would have hurt like hell. I'm sure we would have had more time wasted. But Breza didn't want that to happen, so and I think he didn't see. I think the shot was just so perfectly executed that it went just too fast. What are your thoughts of Martin Ojeda's goal, Paola?
Beauty. It was a beauty. Another chef kiss. Right? Another chef kiss. Like, and I told Alec, I'm like, if Ojeda keeps playing like this, he's gonna get a goal in this game, and boom. This is what we have seen from Ojeda in preseason and the couple of games, and I was happy that he could capitalize on this goal. It's always happy to see your team score, right? And more, and even more when your player that have more assists get a goal. I was happy for the man.
Yeah. We'll discuss the actual stats in just a moment. But that was a phenomenal goal right there by Martin Ojeda. Montreal's goal, you know, I think for the honor, you know.
Pierce plays it to Schwanier. Now
Lassiter came in and
drives toward goal.
Now, mind you, they made some changes. They brought Luis Muriel, which I know if John will be here, he would say that, you know, he didn't really make that much of an impact again. Right. And it's kind of concerning, don't you think? I mean, we're kind of stuck with him, you know, but I have faith that next year El Toro is not going to look like El Toro. He's probably going to be a calf. And you know, he's gonna start scoring some goals. I don't know. I have a feeling. I mean, it happened with Pato.
It happened with Ojeda as well.
Yeah.
And didn't had a good season last year. And I think it's just the matter of him being on the box and not trying to be the playmaker plus a striker. I think he will figure it out, but I don't see him, unless he prove us wrong in the future games and start scoring, and hopefully, right? But I don't know. Hopefully he can spread out. I don't know.
Yep.
Lassiter.
And then that's Martinez. And Martinez with his left, he's pretty good. And he hit it right past Galese. A lot of people are saying that Galese could have done something more here. Do you feel that? I don't think so. I think it was perfectly executed. It was right a little bit further from the penalty spot.
When I saw it, it looked like it went throughout his arms. Like he tried, but it was with a lot of force that he couldn't stop it. So yeah. I mean, not much that he can do.
So you were right there, Paulo. So you're actually in the video, I'm sure.
No, I'm in the second floor.
Oh, in the second floor.
Yeah, the second floor. Yeah, like how the movement of the ball and all that stuff. I know, nerd shit, but you know.
Now Galese's face is like, come on, man. Now everybody's gonna be like, hey, where's Mason? You know, like, come on, man. Now they're gonna give him best keeper in the world. Come on, man. They just score 1 goal on me. No, I'm just kidding. No, but Pedro right there, obviously he looked frustrated, but also, I mean, you gotta give it to the man. We may not like him a lot, but it was a good shot by Joseph Martinez. Now, one thing that people missed, and I don't know if people missed, if you're watching, if you're listening, I saw it. I saw Joseph Martinez grab the ball, put it in the center of the pitch, the middle of the pitch, looking at the wall and going like this. Going like this. Saying, tu papá. In Spanish means your daddy.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, he went like this.
Man.
He went like this. Yeah, I saw it. And the wall went just crazy, man. Then after that, especially at the penalty, which we'll discuss. Great job by the Lions. Phenomenal job by the Lions. 50 people live watching. Thank you so much. I had NYCFC flashbacks watching that replay. There you go. Do you think we should have put Sukata on before the 80-something minute? I completely agree. And I was going to get to that, Joshua. Look, he's a phenomenal player. I wish we would have seen him a little sooner. I think he has a bright future ahead of him and possibly be one of those players that we may, sell eventually for having a phenomenal season to another team for big bucks. This kid's definitely good. I'll see him as a great replacement for Angulo or Facu in case of an injury, but definitely more minutes. I would love to see him. It says GoldTube TV estaba solo. Says Enrique, ¿por qué? ¿Por qué? Why? There you go. But thank you to everybody that's watching. We are gonna go ahead and also we have some of the press conference right here with Pedro talking about the penalty.
Importante, pero de repente lo más crucial fue tu tapada de penal, porque venía 4-1 el equipo y parecía que Montreal quería remontar ese 4-1 y ¿qué sabía? Bueno, ¿qué sabes? Porque los has enfrentado a Joseph Martínez, pero ¿qué pasó por tu cabeza? La postura quizás de ese penal que atajaste es importante para la victoria.
Sí, tenía que esperar hasta el último.
I thought he was gonna say, well, I went a little forward. He's not gonna say that, right? But
sabía cómo ejecuta Joseph. Y bueno, gracias a Dios pude ayudar al equipo a mantener esa tranquilidad que tuvimos en todo el partido.
Yeah, you have to wait until the last minute, especially with how Joseph takes his penalties. So you have to wait, and in those moments right before, you have to maintain your calm and just focus on what's about to happen.
Mencionaba que eres uno de
la liga. Let's not spend too much on that. You guys could check out all the footage on our YouTube channel. It's right there on our City Pod post pressers. It's right there, all timestamped for you. You could fast forward to your favorite moment of the interviews, and you'll see it right there. And it's translated too by the great Rob, one of the PRs there for Orlando City. So now we're gonna be talking about obviously the next game for Orlando City is against St. Louis, which is Liga MX team, which we'll discuss on Thursday. We'll give you the whole scoop on San Luis and what are they doing and all of that. But definitely right now the Lions are flying. They are top of the, you put Leagues Cup standings. They are one of the top teams right now in Leagues Cup. Now, quickly, Paula, what are your expectations against this, St. Louis team? They're going to be playing against Montreal. Montreal could be technically eliminated. um, eliminated very soon. I think they played on a Wednesday against St. Louis, and then St. Louis I think plays us on Saturday, I believe. So, do you feel like what are expectations coming to playing against this Liga MX side?
I mean, a W for sure. San Luis is not I mean, it's a good team, right? They're probably gonna come here and prove us wrong, but it's not a Cruz Azul or Club America kind of team. They have lost the last 3 games. Well, last 3 games they haven't won, 2 ties and 1 lost. I can see us playing, if we're playing like we're playing good, we're gonna win against San Luis. They're right now number 10th in the Liga MX. So my expectations is what we did against Montreal and win this series to move forward.
Yeah, I mean, St. Louis plays Montreal tomorrow at 7 o'clock. So I will suggest everybody that is following the Leagues Cup and wants to know how Orlando's going to do. That's why on Thursday we're going to do an in-depth analysis in St. Louis. They're going to be playing Montreal. So Montreal could be saying bye-bye to Leagues Cup tomorrow at 7 o'clock. And then, we're going to be facing them. Definitely, I believe that we could definitely get the 3 points. I think they're a mid-level, kind of mid-table team in Mexico. Obviously, we're not going to,
Discourage him.
right,
Exactly.
right. We're not going to feel like we're going to be, all big and mighty, that we're going to go and kill them off like from minute one. We're gonna go humble and going game by game. I think that's the best way that we could do. But clearly, Orlando's gonna be playing against them, and it's gonna be a phenomenal game no matter what. So, and to change a little bit of the subject, we are in the soccer city in Florida, Florida Soccer City, which is Orlando, Florida. I know a lot of people feel like it's maybe down south. It's not, guys, because these teams are not coming to Fort Lauderdale or not coming to Miami. They're coming to Orlando. And we have 2 top teams in the world coming to the City Beautiful. And we are, as an outlet, delighted to announce that we're going to be covering this game. Barcelona and Manchester City are playing a friendly preseason game tomorrow at 7 o'clock Eastern Time at Camping World Stadium. Today, Manchester City actually trained at OHP, so there was tons of fans watching Manchester City's training. Had the chance to take pictures with some of the players and all of that. So it was a great experience. And to me, a team really dear to my heart, Barcelona, traveling to Orlando for the first time. Me, be honest with you, as a journalist, it's pretty awesome that, I never thought of getting that opportunity. So it's going to be fantastic. I think for the city, it's great for soccer in the States. It's great for soccer in Florida, that these level teams decide to do their preseason or choose one of the, their tour games to be done here in Central Florida. So I know it's a friendly, but it is, we're going to see Rafinha, Gundogan, a lot of the big players. Yeah, Pedri, all these players are going to be here. Kubarsi, a lot of the young cats from Barcelona, and obviously you got Grealish, Haaland, all these players from Manchester City there. So, what are your expectations? What are your thoughts of this event, Paul? Are you going to be going? You're a Barca fan too, just like me.
I'm a Barca fan, and when the pre-sale came out, I had the code and everything, but I had the trip for Spain and my priorities was saving money for the Spain trip, so I didn't buy the tickets. And now I'm like, I should have buy the tickets. But anyways, um, I found out that today they were at UCF training facilities doing their training, and there were a couple of fans going out there. I'm like, oh man, and I was searching where they were gonna be training at, but I couldn't figure it out until earlier today. If I would have like known, I would have like been stalking them in UCF and tried to get my Pedri shirt jersey signed. Even though Pedri and Gavi, they didn't
Yeah,
travel,
he
they're
didn't play.
injured both.
Lewandowski,
But
right?
but
Lewandowski.
Lewandowski, right, and the rest of the gang, I don't know,
Balde,
Rafinha
right?
and all that fun stuff. I would have wished I could have like buy the tickets, but
Julian Araujo is part of the squad for
of the
FC
main
Barcelona. So
squad,
let's
and I was
watch.
surprised. Yeah.
So Julian Araujo, he is definitely part of the team, a former LA Galaxy, UN's youth national team player as well. No, Team Mexico, the Mexican team player. So I mean, they're coming with some of the players that they need to give a lot of more of fresher legs, as they say. But I think it's a great opportunity for the city, and this is not the only event we're doing. So I do want to say LPO is going to be invading your house, and the next is going to be Tampa. Yes, we're invading Tampa. We're taking LPO to Tampa. Yes, we're going to be doing the West Ham Crystal Palace game this Saturday. And these top teams are coming to Florida. They're coming to Tampa, they're coming to Central Florida, and they're not coming to Miami. Sorry, but we're going to be at the Raymond James Stadium too. We're going to be covering that. So we're going to be having a lot of those in the next few upcoming weeks. So it's a really great thing for the city, and also a great thing for the state. So we're delighted to be part of this and covering a lot of these great soccer that we definitely, as a league, we aspire to be as I think as a club, and a lot of people in Central Florida aspire to greatness, but like in 10 years.
I
Right?
mean,
It
let's see
takes
if we
time,
can.
guys.
I mean, let's see if we can inspire Lewandowski to stay in Orlando and play for
Right?
Orlando City, right? That
Right?
would be awesome.
It says,
I
let's
mean,
see here. John Rollins says, look at this guy, Viva Real.
no,
Come on,
man.
man.
No, man. 2 against 1.
He's a
Come
Real
on.
Madrid. I don't see John as a Real Madrid fan. Is he just saying it to piss you off, Paula? You're muted. Paula.
Sorry. I feel Steph trying to influence John. Go rooting for Real Madrid.
Oh, gotcha.
Mm.
You know how I know? This was John and this was probably Steph. Because Steph probably knows the right terminology. John is like Viva Real. Real Salt Lake. I think it should be a good game, John. I think it should be a good game tomorrow. Just a chance for the USA girls to swoon over Jack Grealish. There you go. Look at that. But I'm biased, as John Rollins.
And then Hala Madrid. Yeah, sure. Bias.
Yeah, cuando invitan a Alianza Lima, come on, man. John Rollins, no, I've always been Real over Barca, says, but she's also Real. There you go. Okay, it's okay, John. No one's perfect. We still love you, man.
Exactly.
Oh, but yeah, so it's fantastic. Like, it's great that these teams are coming here. Obviously, Barca has a new coach, Hansi Flick, former Bayern coach. Didn't do too well with Bayern, unfortunately. And this Barcelona squad is one of the youngest teams in Spain, and it's a Jude Bellingham. There you go, Jude Bellingham. Oh, there you go, Jude Bellingham. Yeah, I mean, Madrid has a great team. Mbappe. You got Mbappe. Sorry, Mbappe. You got Bellingham. You got Ficticius, right? Yeah, you got a lot of great players for sure. Joshua Tall, let's go, Paola. Vamos, Barça. There you go. Yeah, but this is
Visca
phenomenal.
Barça, let's go.
I would have loved for them to play Orlando City. I would, you know, I would have. It would have been great, even if
Like
it's
we did
OCB
against, I mean, like we did against Arsenal 2 years ago. Yeah, I
Yeah.
would love to.
or Flamengo. But
Nah, I prefer Barcelona.
yeah, it would have been great. So, moving on, and again, all the insights. You guys are gonna see a lot of Barcelona, a lot of Manchester City stuff. But we're covering this game tomorrow, so I want to definitely thank FC Series for giving us the opportunity to definitely provide all Orlando City fans of this great event that are coming. So we're happy to do that, and also thank you to the people from the Stateside Cup, which is called the Stateside Cup in Tampa, that invited us over at Raymond James Stadium, the home of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, to be part of the Crystal Palace West Ham United Forever Blowing Bubbles, right? I know you guys remember the song. Right there at Raymond James Stadium, another soccer galore. And then on Sunday, we have to go back to Orlando and go to the Orlando City St. Louis game for Leagues Cup. So unbelievable. So the Duncan watch. Have you been watching the Olympics, Paola?
I have been watching the Olympics. Yes.
Now, what do you think about Team USA?
I mean, the first game, but the second game, it was expecting I was expecting the W. They perform. We score goals. Duncan had a better performance than the first game, so I think they just need to figure out things, and they can be continuing the good path. So let's see what happens. When do they play next again? Let me
Or they're
see.
playing. They're playing tomorrow, I believe.
Tomorrow? Yeah, tomorrow at 1 p.m.
Yeah, they're playing Sudan, right? Who? No.
No.
That's basketball.
Guinea.
Oh, Guinea. Oh,
Yeah, Guinea.
yeah. France tore them
So
up.
I hope it should be a W tomorrow. It should be. So let's see.
Yeah. I mean, talking about Duncan McGuire, he's becoming a starter. Tomorrow, yeah, United States versus Guinea at 1:00. Home of the Guinea Pigs. That's their mascot. They're cute, cute little furry things, right? And Zimmerman has been great. He scored, and Duncan had a lot to do in the second goal for the U.S. against New Zealand. Now you have to understand, New Zealand is great against. New Zealand is great in rugby, but in soccer, it's a little. Australia is probably the most dominant one between them two in soccer, right? You probably heard of Chris Wood. They used to play in Burnley, right? The striker, and then that's it. But again, this is their under 23 team for New Zealand. So faced, and this is great. Faced with a U.S. team there's a lot of MLS talent and a lot of talent abroad, but with in playing in rinky-dink teams. And I say rinky-dink, they're not well-known teams. Utrecht, like Venezia. You know what I mean? They're not your AC Milans or Chelsea of the world. They're rinky-dink teams, and they're always fighting relegation and things like that. But they did really great. I mean, Tolkien was outstanding, and then here's the goal right here, in which you had off a set piece. Number 13 is Duncan McGuire.
Start they made here. You just see that confidence course through them.
And then you see Duncan right there being positioned to, go for the goal. And then he flicks the ball back, and it
The free
lands
kick towards Maguire.
on I believe it's Harriel, and then Zimmerman gets the
Ariel
rebound
there.
right there and scores the goal for the U.S. If it would have not been for Duncan flicking it back, that would have not been a goal. It says, I want to see a big dunk USA goal. They're going to play against Guinea. There you go. I hope so, John. Josh says, John, he needs better service. There you go. Yeah, that's right. Thank you, guys. So, what are your expectations against this? I would love to see a Duncan goal, but I'm glad that he's being a starter in this team. That the coach is giving him, because usually coaches, do you think, Paula? Okay, 2 games you have not scored. I'm gonna bench you. Maybe put Yao up front, and maybe give Paredes more of like a protagonism. I feel like the coach really believes in him. Do you think so?
Yeah. I mean, you can tell that the potential is there, and if it was not because of his flick, that goal wouldn't go in. So I don't see him being benched. Once he scores, he will be flying goals into that net. So I'm not concerned about that.
Yeah. No, I completely agree with you. I think he's definitely given him a lot of opportunities, and also today Nathan Harriel, Philly defender, he had a word with Morning Footy right here in CBS Sports. So let's watch a little bit of what he said.
Talk to me a little bit about some of the overage players being on that back line with you. What type of leadership are you hearing from like a Walker Zimmerman in particular?
Yeah,
Walker. Walker's a great role model and a center back partner to be with. He's very loud and very communicative. He makes everybody feel confident on the team, not just me. So yeah, it's important to have him because of the experience he has with playing in World Cups, big qualification games.
So if you look here, like Zimmerman, Robinson, Tolkien, and Harriel, this back four have been great for the U.S. So far, and to me, the attacking third needs to be a little bit more lit up. Aronson, even though he did score on the 1v1, I feel he's a little weak going through players. Bucio with the extra pass, and Paredes. I expected more of Paredes. My opinion, he came with a lot of buzz, and Maguire also. So we hope with this game against Guinea, they're more physically imposing, this Guinea team. They have also good players. They're definitely a better team than New Zealand. We'll see what this team will stand against, and maybe. Yeah, he fell back for Bucio. He got injured after he scored. That's right. So, and also this is the thing with Bucio as well. I think Bucio is on his way back to the MLS. If we're looking, because he has so many injuries. No European team is going to withstand all these injuries that he's having. I know he's young and things like that, but maybe he needs to be in a league that is not going to physically, mess him up a lot. And a good thing is that, look, this team that we have right here, the Olympic team, it's a team that's getting a lot of it's going to face a top level competition. Guinea, it's going to be a tough cookie, in my opinion. What are your thoughts about the team that they're facing, Paula?
I mean, no other opponent is how do you call it? No hay pequeño enemigo. How can I say that in English? There's no enemy.
Small opponent.
Exactly. So I would be concentrated and not take it for granted. So let's see what the team can not concede goal tomorrow and have that W.
Yeah, I mean, they France beat Guinea 1-0. So, and France has a great team. So,
And for him to be at the Olympics with us and these big games, most of us haven't played in this type of atmosphere before. Just experience really helps us and leads our way.
Nathan, John Tolkien joined us last week, and he said one of the things that Walker has encouraged all of you to do is journal about your experience being in France and at the Olympics. What's been some of the
write
things, the moments that you've reflected on during your time living out this dream of yours?
Dear diary, today I ate a baguette with extra cheese. No, I'm just joking. It's great. It's great.
I think the biggest moment I've had so far was just walking out for pregame against France. You know, as the first game of the tournament against the host nation. You know, and there was already 20,000 people inside the stadium.
Okay, this is great right here. So, France 6, 2 wins, boom. I mean, this was kind of expected, right? And so we just beat New Zealand. So just putting ourselves past Guinea, it put us up there. So hopefully, it's 6, same number of points as temporarily against France, but clearly France is going to probably beat New Zealand to a pulp. GoldTube TV, dude's a whole poet, writing journals in Paris. They call him the American Guti Reyes. There you go.
in Marseille. So just being there, soaking in the moment, enjoying it, and then actually be able to go out there and play was a huge moment for me.
There you go. Check out the Golazo Network. There you go. Now streaming on Paramount. But anyways, definitely a lot of expectation this Team USA. Tomorrow we're gonna have a big day covering that Barcelona Manchester City game, and then we're gonna. I want to advise and let everyone know. Tomorrow, typically we have the Pride Pod. Because we have the game, Pride Pod will be postponed until Wednesday night. So, to all of our Pride brethren. And the Pride Maniacs that watch the Pride Pod with John and I, we are probably going to be taking our talents on Wednesday, not just, at least this week, So, and then Thursday we're going to be having again LPO live talking about Orale San Luis. No, we're going to be talking about San Luis. This is Buena tarde. This is Alonso Contreras. Thank you, Alonso. Appreciate it, my friend. Anyways, anything. It says Orlando City headquarters watching Man City. There you go. It's great. That's great, man. That's great. Visca Barça. Vamos Orlando. Paola, anything you want to add before we go?
If I can get out of mute, I can talk. No, keep supporting the team, even though it's Leagues Cup. They
yeah, that's right. You didn't get to say your word. Go ahead.
Yeah, I can spend less than a minute talking about it. For me, I'm there to support the boys. It's still their work, and you can see them that they have that, the ignite in them to win that Leagues Cup, even though I'm not, we're missing the US Open Cup, but I'm there to support the team. So they deserve it. They're working hard, and you can tell. So keep supporting them. Keep supporting them, because I can, if we keep playing like we are doing, I can feel a new trophy in that
trophy. Wow.
In the vault. So let's see. I don't want to jinx it. So
it says Orlando City will play like Manchester City. Kaká was there too. There you go. Leagues Cup die hard. There you go. That's a good Josh, I agree with Paul. John Rollins, Atlanta's attendance was bad. There you go. Well, I mean, we're just here to cover the team. We're just definitely excited that Orlando is doing so well, and we're definitely going to give you guys all the insights of what's happening. So, we'll see what happens in the end. It is a tournament in which the boys are in there, and we're going to support, to support, and also to give you guys all the info about the tournament, because not everyone is doing it. So, and that's something that we definitely promised when we started this outlet is, we're going to give you guys all the inside scoops of what's going on with Orlando City and Orlando Pride and OCB and anything Orlando, anything that's happening soccer related in the city beautiful. We're going to give it to you. And that's what we're doing, especially coming up the Barça Man City, traveling to Tampa for the Stateside Cup and all this stuff. So a lot of good soccer coming to Orlando. I want to ask you guys, thank you to all the 60 people watching us live right now on Twitter, on X, as well as on Instagram. We don't have really a lot of we don't have any comments on Instagram, but I want to thank you either way. Check us out on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Drop us a rating, 5-star if possible. X, we're available at LP_podcast. We are available on Instagram at Loud and Proud Orlando, LP_podcast. Facebook, we are located also as Loud and Proud Orlando, and YouTube at LP_podcast or Loud and Proud Orlando. We have a new Facebook group for anybody that's into Facebook. So I'll tell you guys what happened. Facebook has a really bad Facebook has a really bad how do you say it, when you put videos that have music, they have different copyright laws, Facebook from YouTube. So we used to have a Facebook page that had a lot of people, and then that one got pretty much nixed because some of the songs that were played on our show, like our intro, things like that, had copyrights on Facebook, but not copyrights on YouTube. So what happened was Facebook will put reports on us, and then in the end, they took down the page. By taking down the page, the first LPO page, we lost access to this group that we had over 1.5 thousand members. So right now, I'm asking the 1.5 thousand members to go to this group that we have right here. I think it's called Orlando. There you go. Orlando Soccer Fans. It's 202 people so far. A lot of the people that were in the other group. We have a brand new Facebook page, Loud and Proud Orlando. The other one, we haven't posted anything since last year because that's when we lost access to it. And that's why we don't put any Facebook content anymore, because we are not going to be messing with no copyright BS. We just rather stay on YouTube and on Twitter and be merry and be happy that y'all are watching us, and maybe do Instagram. But when it comes to Facebook, unless it's unedited video, just me talking to you guys, which I've been thinking of doing at some point, but not right now because of time, maybe. But pre-recorded videos will be put on Facebook for sure. But we have our group, Orlando Soccer Fans. It was a great idea by John. Just make sure you follow and invite anybody that you know that loves Orlando City soccer. We're going to talk about city, pride, events happening around the city, get-togethers, and things like that about soccer. If you guys play soccer in different leagues, like, you guys could put it there. So feel free to join Orlando Soccer Fans, the group. And Tiro de Esquina, Paola, or you don't want me to?
No, you can follow us. I haven't been able to upload any new episode, but we still have news, pictures of all of the and interviews, thanks to Alonso Contreras. So follow us and follow them for any Tiro Esquina podcast Spanish content. So you can still follow us. I'm not gonna say no to that.
It says, Alonso says, John, stop drinking haterade. LOL 50,000 San Jose versus Chivas. John laughs. No, he's just, yeah. Well, yeah, we're all friends. We're all laughing, you know. But anyways, I want to thank you guys for all your support. About 70 people live right now. It's amazing. If you just got here and you missed the whole hour and 10 minutes of analysis, rewind it and watch it back and drop us your comment and subscribe to the channel. So before we go, let's just say Vamos Orlando, Paola. Take care. Vamos Orlando.
Vamos Orlando.
Vamos Orlando. See you guys. See you guys on Wednesday for the Pride Pod and then Thursday.